Lounge suite in here. We've got a lounge suite for the first time. After 16 years, they decided to up the budget. Very nice. Is that for the audience? I better get on with it. Aden's cleaning up. We'll have the panel in here in a moment. We're almost ready. I was lying there thinking about how much I love this girl until she reached for the phone and opened up Facebook. Well, how boring must he be if that's the girl he loves? Second letter tonight. By the end, there was cheating, abuse, some really disgusting behaviour, and that was from the nuns in the convent. And the last letter tonight, I've worked my butt off, paid my taxes, added to our economy for more than 40 years, and now I feel like I've been slapped in the face. Gina's a regular writer to this show. Thank you so much, darling. All the panellists will be in about 20 seconds. Aden will be sitting over there. That side, not that side. See you then. Don't go away. Sweet and sour. We're here.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour. It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Lovely to have your company and terrific to have this lot of guests in. First up, hello, Stefano.
Hey,
how are you, mate?
Come stai?
Hey, not too bad. Not too male. Tell me, golf course, any good?
The golf course was good on Saturday, average on Friday, and not too bad on Wednesday.
You're getting out there a bit much, aren't
Well,
you?
it's sort of, you see the byline there, you know, very minimalist worker at the moment.
And
And,
we haven't-
Maximus golfer.
We haven't had you on the show because you spent like 6 months away in Europe.
No, 4 months. 4 months
Excuse me. 4 months. The other 2 months were on the
On
golf
the little
course.
island of Filicudi,
Ah, very
at
nice.
the family house, overlooking the Mediterranean all the way to Sicily. It was hard.
Sounds tough. Yeah,
Tough.
Sounds really tough.
Amazing.
Speaking of people who have been away,
Yes.
12 months.
12 months. It's
12
wonderful
months.
to be back.
Canada.
It's been fantastic. I love it over there. I've been to Montreal a couple of times and LA, Vegas. It's just another world. So you see the other side of the
Nah,
planet.
they don't have our sunshine.
Nothing beats Perth.
Nothing
Perth
beats
girl through
Perth.
and through. It's pretty good.
Nothing, and we're rubbing it into all the people who live on the eastern seaboard of Australia. Nothing beats Perth. How long are you here for?
I'm here for a month, so a couple of weeks. I've been here already. I was in Melbourne and then Perth and then back to Canada.
She only comes back not to visit her mum, who's just sitting over there, just to visit us, of course. Good to have you.
Thank you.
You haven't taught me anything to dance recently.
I'm waiting. You just
What-
like to keep me waiting, don't you, Mitch?
What's the
you
first?
know,
What's the
honestly,
first
you
thing?
would love it. You really would. I haven't
I
actually
want to
done.
do a South American thing.
What do you mean for the show?
No, just
Yeah,
to learn.
that's a great idea. We should like get some
We've had
Brazilian.
you dancing on the show
Brazilian-
before.
No,
What was
you
that?
haven't.
What was
no,
that?
it wasn't me. It was another girl.
Was it?
Must have been.
Who was dancing with Howard Sattler? Was that not you?
It was definitely not me.
Oh my God, I remember
No
Howard
offence,
Sattler did a
Howard.
little dance and we took the show out. That
We
was-
should get the samba girls out the front here, and then
Samba.
they can.
That's what I
yeah.
want to learn, the samba.
Yeah.
You can teach me
Brazilian
to samba?
Yes, I love the Brazilian samba.
Can you teach Aden how to samba?
I can teach Aden how to samba.
Oh, you don't know. I don't learn things very quickly.
Welcome to the show,
Then
sir.
you're gonna be in
Hello,
a little-
thank you.
First time on the panel.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. Yeah, now I met you while you were hosting a thing called,
Homeless Connect.
which is?
Homeless Connect. Oh, I love Homeless Connect. It's like they get all the non-profits and service providers for the homeless in one place. So if you're a homeless person, you can go to this place and you can get everything you need at once.
It was
Resume
terrific. What a
writing.
fantastic community service.
Oh, it's great.
Maria Jelovic, hello. Maria's actually been on the show too.
Maria was the loud one. Oh, she's here, isn't she?
You're not allowed to say that. You have to say happy one. The happy one.
Happy. Hi, Maria.
Have you written all the letters?
Yes.
And in a word?
Excitementing.
Here we go. Letter one. Hi, Mitch. Am I the only one who thinks technology might be taking over our lives? You can go to any restaurant and see some kid sitting there on the phone during a family dinner, and the parents act like, hey, that's okay. What really brought this issue to my mind is a bit of an embarrassing situation. My girlfriend and I were having an intimate moment last week. When everything was all over, I was lying there thinking about how much I love this girl, or at least I was, until she reached for her phone and opened up Facebook. What the hell? I was furious. She apologised and everything, but I'm still pretty angry. How is it okay to pull out phones at moments like these? Surely we should be teaching people how to live without the need for checking how many likes they have at every single moment of the day. It comes to us from Jake of Bankstown in New South Wales. Steve, are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
Oh, how often do you go to it?
Very seldom, because I go there specifically for a site that I'm interested in. It's about the region of Italy where I come from, specifically Sicily. But look, I find Facebook really worrying, because people are putting so much on there that what you had for breakfast, which way you brush your teeth, and so forth. I really don't want to know that sort of stuff. I think.
But they are. They're putting exactly that sort of stuff on there.
I know.
And I think about this irrelevant subject, and I go, oof, I've stopped going on.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But what Jake is talking about is something that's quite symptomatic of society, that we really are in an instant gratification type of moment. We want to know everything now.
Yep.
One of the things I found frustrating while I was at work is that people actually send one another an email, and there'd be this exchange of email going backwards and forwards
and they're
to
two
solve a
desks
problem.
up.
2 desks up, exactly.
Yep.
So that sort of thing. Jake, what you really want to be, yes, it is an issue, but what you really have to worry about, was she actually wanting to get on Facebook to tell everybody how wonderful it was? Or was she getting on the Facebook because it was boring and she found it dull, and perhaps
the message.
she wanted to move on?
The message that she's putting out.
So I would want to find out, first of all, what she was putting on there. But I think you're right to have actually challenged her and actually brought that out, because it is something that communication is between people, and it shouldn't be done through Facebook or email or all those sorts of things. It's an art that we have to maintain.
Lise, you never liked Facebook, I remember.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
For years, you wouldn't be on there.
It was 4.5 years and I refused
But you're on
to
there.
join. I read...
You're on there now. You go to Canada.
That's right. I'm so far away, I want to know what's going on with
Did you
everyone's
meet a bloke over there or something?
Maybe.
Maybe. What do you say to Jake here? What's going on?
First of all, I'm really impressed that you're on Facebook. Like I've been trying to tell my parents, why don't you just get on Facebook? But we do have a symptom
I was telling you that for years, and you were going, no, I don't do that sort of thing. And
because there's too much overshare. We're publicising everything out there. There's too many photos, and the younger generation, I think, is how they starting to define their own relationships. And this is a perfect example where, if in that intimate moment you're all over and then, oh, excuse me, just for a moment, I've got to look something up or tell everybody. That's just, keep
says
it to
a lot
yourself.
about
We
him.
don't want all of that. But it can be addictive, and I'm back on Facebook, so I like it.
Oh, you're a shocker. All right, Anita, have you been tempted to do that? Roll over and grab the...
No, I'm not a big Facebooker either, but I do have it. But it's very limited at what I
Good for
put
you.
up, and the privacies are quite
High.
Yeah, high.
Good.
But because you waste a lot of time, and when you are bored and you're sitting there just doing nothing, so even watching TV sometimes, and it's like, you're wasting time.
Oh.
And it is rude, especially with families, that you see families out with children when it's a family dinner, everyone is dead silent and everyone's on their phones. Even with my girlfriends now, we just make the effort when we go out for dinner.
Put the phones away.
Put the phones away. Let's have a good old conversation.
Do you know what some friends of mine done as well? They've started to, if everyone's out for dinner, then you'll put your phones in the middle, and so they'll be vibrating and ringing, and
But you don't know
first
whose it
person
is.
to take their phone is the one that has to pay for the bill.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Aden, give us the wrap on this one. Cheeky bastard.
I'm so sorry. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, I'm comparatively quite young to two of you. Seriously offend.
Hang on, don't offend the girls, but please, me, I can cut, not the girl, please.
You're old, Steve. You're old.
Absolutely. I'm loving it.
It's no, like it's not just phones though. It's what you're saying, that kind of culture of immediacy. We're so easily bored. Like, so I was having dinner last night, and dinner now for me is a bowl of pasta, glass of red wine, music going on, playing a video game. That is how much needs to be happening in my neurons for me to be happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're even playing a video game.
Yeah.
You can't even just enjoy that.
That's
bowl
what
of
this
pasta.
generation is doing.
No, that's the thing though. Like, I finished, you finish the pasta and you're like, did I just eat? Did eating just happen? But it's a cultural disorder.
So I know what you're telling Jake. Get used to it.
I I admired Jake's persistence in trying to make it not happen, but I mean, in young people, it's almost normal. I mean, the flip side to that is the 18-year-olds where they are all collectively on their phones.
All sitting there together, but collectively
Yeah.
on their phones.
And it's like, it's not just a generational...
Remote community.
Oh, that's
That's what it is.
clever.
We're going to go on to our next segment. When we come back, we're talking about what it's like to go out with your girlfriend or boyfriend's brother or sister once it breaks up. No good. When we come back, don't go away.
Dangerous.
Dangerous, very dangerous. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that's about to appear on your screen. There it is right now. And for every letter that we do like, we're going to read it out. And there it is, letters@sweetandsour.net.au. Or you can hop onto our website, sweetandsour.net.au. Give us a like on Facebook, and you can even tweet us now as well. And if we do read it out and discuss it, and we have a good time with it, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of the very lovely Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. And the movie we're sending you to this week is Fat Pizza versus... Yeah, it sounds like a romance. Would that be right?
That's right. Not quite a romance, but
Not quite. Here we go. Here we go. Hey Gary, I've got myself into a bit of a pickle. I decided to go and date my best mate's brother, and after a long, hard, emotional slog, it's just not worked out, and we've gone our separate ways. The relationship was itself pretty turbulent, but it was nothing compared to the breakup. Messy doesn't quite cover it. By the end, there was cheating, abuse, some really disgusting behaviour. While I've turned away from the relationship, it's made things really strained between my friend and me. To complicate matters, she lives with her brother, the ex. I don't want to go around to their house. If I never saw him again, it would be too soon, but my friend just can't seem to grasp that. It's been 3 weeks since I've seen her. At the time, when I could really use a friend, it's been hard, and I've been told I'm more than welcome around there any time. I've tried going over there when I know he's out, and I just jump out of my skin at every little sound. There's been several occasions when he's found out that I'm there and come home early. I've run out the back door before I had to talk to him. I don't know how I can get it across to my friend that I just can't be around there. I really need her to put in an effort as well. I don't want to tell her about all the awful stuff that he did. It's her brother, and it was issues that happened between us, not her. I just want my mate back without the ex getting in the middle. Any ideas? Mary of Guildford right here in WA. Anita, ever gone out with a mate's brother?
No, but Mary needs to get
Grow
over
up.
it. Grow up. and
Grow up.
Get over it.
She wants life easy. It doesn't happen like that, honey.
I mean, she decided to go out. You decided to go out with him, and obviously it
work.
hasn't worked out. Be mature about it. And the fact that you've said that she needs to make the effort, don't you have a house, or don't you live somewhere? You don't have to go over to the house. You can go and have coffee with her. You can go out, go for a walk. You can go, have a drink somewhere.
Make a decent decision.
You can see your friend, your best friend, without having to go over to the house. And the fact that you're running away if he comes home early, that's just immature and childish.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Learn to
I
deal
don't
with
like
the
you.
traumas of life. Coping skills. Aden.
What's my opinion? What do I think of this? Well, I feel for Mary personally, so like I'm not going to use my judgmental tone. But the person in the middle isn't the ex. The person in the middle is the friend, and blood is thicker than water. So, although I can really feel for Mary, like your friend has to entertain that. On one hand, she has to console the brother, who no doubt has been through some awful stuff as well. And, she has to console you too, and she's got to entertain these two realities. Maybe you're bitching about each other, and, your ex is all like, oh, she's really bad at stuff. I was going to say something more specific then, but I won't. So, I mean, to me, the person in the middle is the friend, and it's the friend that has a difficult situation to deal with. Mary might just have to fall back on someone else.
Mary
Mary's
doesn't know the
saying,
details,
Mary's saying
though.
it's all me, 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 me. How can it be more comfortable for me, me, me? Think of your friend. Invite your friend over. I can't work that out.
Exactly. And
What's going on
friendships
here,
change.
Les?
Well, friendships change. I think, it's time that she
Has this happened to you?
Accept.
Ever?
No, goodness, no.
Okay.
I wouldn't make that mistake. It was messy from the start. And it would actually be quite a good letter if there wasn't abuse and some disgusting behaviour involved. But then that, that sort of thing becomes really unfair and dangerous too. So I think you just need to put distance in there. Your friends can be your friend, but you might need to give it some time between. And you have to own it. Like what you've been experiencing and what you've gone through, just own it and move on. I agree with what you're saying that.
Own it,
stop
move
your
on.
Yeah.
Your experience. Steve, last word on this.
I think Mary's got two options. One is that she either confronts the ex and speaks to him and says, look, we're adults, we need to talk about this. Look, we had a relationship, it's over. Let's move on with our lives. I want to be friends with your sister, I want to maintain that friendship, it's important to me. So when we see one another, we need to forget what happened in the past.
Yeah.
And that's being mature about it.
Absolutely.
The other option that you have, Mary, is to actually move away from it and not confront the issue. That will never be really satisfying for you because you'll always be having it in the back of your mind and it's unresolved. So personally, I think you should actually confront the ex and speak to him and tell him what you really need and let your friend know as well.
Two options from Steve. Head on or just put some space. Good advice coming from our panel. When we come back, we're going to be talking about scarce resources to go over the medical issues in this country. Okay, don't go away. Sweat and Sour when we come back. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour, straight into the letter. Dear panel, I migrated here from England 42 years ago when I was 20. I worked extremely hard my whole life, had a gardening and landscaping business until it went under 4 years ago. All those hours outside, though, have taken their toll. I now have severe deterioration in both hips and have been told by my doctor that I'll need at least one hip replaced immediately. Apparently, the government feels that immediately means 2 to 4 years. I've worked my butt off, paid my taxes, and added to our economy for more than 40 years. And now I feel like I've been slapped in the face. Boat people come over here illegally, and their every sniffle is seen to ASAP. All I get is take these drugs and that will numb your pain and to some degree your brain. Shouldn't we be looking after our own first? Or maybe I should have gotten on a leaky boat to get here. Elizabeth of Parkville in Victoria. Lise.
I understand his frustration. He's probably in pain and that's affecting his influence.
Elizabeth.
Sorry, she, being affected by that pain that she's going through. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to have your own insurance cover as well and make sure that you can get seen to when you need to and at different levels of that. But if it's taking 2 to 4 years, then get a second opinion because I know the specialists will have different availabilities and the hospitals also set them up like that. But don't be influenced as well by all the negative talk about the boat people and what they're getting and what we're not, and because a lot of that is sensationalised to it. So just be careful to, numb
Elizabeth
some of your
would not
attitude.
know what the boat people are getting.
Exactly.
Because the boat people don't have any priority over you, as I understand it. They get benefits, and you know what? Once they get here, they're our people as well.
That's right. And they've often left circumstances that are more difficult than what we've got. So it's easy to sit on our high horse and be high and mighty, but the reality is we need to show some compassion and tone it down a little bit, have some consideration for others.
Steve, do you have some compassion for Elizabeth of Parkville?
Look, I certainly have compassion for Elizabeth, for her pain, and I certainly have compassion for her that her business went under some 4 years ago. But what I do find difficult to understand is why after 42 years of hard work that Elizabeth can't be self-sufficient. I don't know what's happened in her life, what went wrong for her. However, I think that we do all have responsibility to be self-sufficient and to be independent in things like this. The last thing that I would economise on would be my health insurance. Because that's something that, I really, really worry about. I'll give up other things. I'll give up my golf club before I give up my health insurance. And so, Elizabeth, I don't know what choices you've made along the way in those 42 years, but I think it's wrong to blame the government that there's a waiting list of 2 to 4 years. We have to pay for our health system, and if there's such strain on it that you have to wait for 2 or 4 years. It means that people are using it excessively and not being self-sufficient. To blame the boat people, look, I came here as an immigrant in 1953. It's a long time ago. And when we came here, we got nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
And we made our own lives and we worked hard, and we had racism, sure, but it was different then. But what you've got to understand is that people coming here on boats, they're coming here because they're afraid of persecution, afraid of their life and afraid of their livelihood, and they want to make a better life for their families. You can't blame them for that. It's a totally separate issue to yours. I hope that you're able to find some help as soon as you can.
Aden?
I think sometimes people think the government's like this leprechaun hoarding a giant pot of gold, and I'm going to make my leprechaun point seriously to the camera. Like as though there's this giant pot of money somewhere with like health or refugees written on it, and the government's just, oh no, money away from health, we need to give that to... No, it's not how it works. Like, we are a very rich country, and I mean, I have to disagree with the other panellists. I think we've got enough to provide public health care for what is a serious condition that has probably taken Elizabeth out of the workforce as well. So there's enough to go around, you know. I mean, if we cut our fossil fuel subsidies, which cost us $4 billion a year, that'd be enough to pay for refugee services for a decade.
Wow.
That's maths.
Anita, last word on this.
Oh,
Are you going to give us some maths?
I believe in Australia we have a great healthcare system here. We have Medicare, and our government and our doctors and our nurses, they are overworked and underpaid, and they're doing the best they can. It's just unfortunate that there is thousands of other people in the same position as you, hence why there's the waiting list. And we need to give more to our staff, our medical staff here in Australia. But compared to the rest of the world, our government, we've got it pretty good.
Yeah, top 10 or something.
We do have it pretty good.
It is top 10 or something.
Trust me, I read it on Wikipedia.
We whinge a lot, don't we? But we've got it
do
superbly.
whinge,
We don't see what the other people haven't
I know you're
got.
in a lot of pain, but I think you should
Do you like
whinger.
this letter to give
No.
away the pair of limited edition sunnies, courtesy of Alon Treves and Aussie Opticals? No? Which one do you like?
Number 1.
Number 1, which was Jake of Bankstown Technology. Oh, Aden, which one do you like?
I'm definitely a number 1 as well.
You're a number 1
really
as well.
got me thinking about my addiction.
Number 1, technology.
I like letter 3. I think she's in pain and we need to help her out as well.
2 for letter 1, 1 for letter 3, and...
Look, I have to go for letter 1 because I really want to know about Jake, whether that, you know, Facebook was a like or a thumbs down.
Coming out to Jake of Bankstown in New South Wales, a pair of limited edition sunnies, courtesy of Alon Treves and Aussie Opticals. We've got to go because we're out of time. And thank all of our wonderful panellists, thank our terrific crew, and thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.